Say man, hey man, tell a friend to tell a friend. That Booster Fit is in. And today I came through to talk to you guys about some more prison talk and a situation that I was in with a female officer. So today I will be talking about working with female officers, fellas. They can make your job a lot harder. I'm just giving it to you gun barrel straight. So ladies, don't take this stuff personal, right? Because some women, they come into a prison system thinking that it's a fashion show. And ladies, it's not a fashion show. So don't go to your job thinking it's a fashion show. Don't think you're going to a wedding or anything like that, putting on your best makeup, your best perfume, your best nails, all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because inmates are looking for someone like that they can, borrow their time for 5 or 10 seconds, okay? Because they're looking for someone that they can compliment, and they take that compliment and smile and don't write them up. So ladies, that's the first thing I want you to do. If a guy come up to you and say you are beautiful and tell you you're pretty, guess what? You need to write him up. Because you know why? That will stop that stuff right there. It's going to stop everything, because that guy is going to go tell his friend that, man, such and such wrote me up because I said she was pretty. Yes, that's how you want it to be, okay? You want that to spread like wildfire, so nobody will come up to you and try to do it again. Because if one guy come up to you and tell you that you are beautiful, and you tell him thank you, you blushing and you doing all that, in his mind, he thinking like, oh, I'm about to manipulate her. I'm just giving it to you straight, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna think he can keep saying the same thing to you, keep coming to you, go a step further each day. Because one day you may be beautiful, and the next day, guess what? Man, you fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna keep on going. It's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going to the point to where they think they can get you to bring something in. They're gonna start asking you personal questions just because you didn't stop them the first time. So at the end of the day, that can make the male officer you are working with job a lot harder when you have a female that's accepting the compliments, flirting with the inmates and stuff like that, because it can get very dangerous, because he's gonna think he can do what the hell he want to do when that woman come around, because she probably gonna let him do certain things because he been complimenting her the whole time, and she came in there with low self-esteem in the first place, and now her confidence is up here because this same inmate is telling her that she is beautiful, that she is fine, that he, she brightened up his day and stuff like that. So ladies, don't take offense to what I'm saying, right? I don't want you to, but I'm just telling you what goes on inside a prison and inside the mind of an inmate, okay? It's just that simple, right? So the clothes you wear can also make you more attractive to those inmates. I mean, even if you're wearing baggy clothes, they're going to still tell you you're fine, even though they can't see your shape or whatever. But if you come in there with some tight clothes on, that's going to automatically make them want to say something to you, make them stare at you. You're going to be walking down the zone, you're going to feel uncomfortable because everybody's looking at you, because your pants are so tight that, you can see, like, come on now. Your pants are so tight that it just attracted those guys. They like fresh dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't have your pants too tight, ladies, all right? And another thing, the state prison I worked at, the women couldn't have their hair past their shoulders or whatever. So if you are working at a prison and you can have your hair down, please, lady, pin your hair up, man. Pin your hair, because once you let your hair down, that puts you on another level to those guys. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did work with a female, right? I can't remember if she was new to corrections or she worked at another facility and then came to the facility that I worked at. But she was a Caucasian female, right? Well, I think she was like Italian or something like that. I don't know. But so she had long, black, pretty hair. I'm not going to lie. Okay, when she came into work, she had her hair pinned up like she was supposed to stand muster or whatever. She had her hair pinned up, so you couldn't tell that her hair was really long, right? So in the zone I was working in, so you have the officers in the middle, okay? Then you have a zone on this side, a zone on this side, and you have a window on each side. So the inmates can come up to the window and they can look in there and they can see us. You know what I'm saying? So if they come up to the window, we used to tell them, get down, man. Go ahead, get down. Unless they want something. You want some paper or something like that. Or, you want something, we'll put it in the box and we'll give it to them and tell them, get the hell down. You know what I'm saying? So this particular lady, she used to get, I'm talking about, she did this every time I worked with her. And It really wasn't cool, all right? So the inmates knew when she was coming to work. She had her eyebrows arched, and she had the eyeliner on. She had the lipstick on. She had the makeup on. And that's what I'm talking about, ladies. Those guys love to see something like that. And this is what she used to do, right? I really didn't like this. So she would sit there in the chair, right? Okay, if she facing either side, it don't matter, right? So she would let her take her hair down out of the thing she had it in, right? And she would just, you know how you stoop down and just throw your hair back? That's what she used to do. Every single night, she would do that. And certain inmates knew that, right? They knew she was doing that. They would come up there and, you know, a guy may see her doing it or whatever. So guess what? He gonna tell somebody else that she's up there doing that or whatever, okay? And those guys really gravitated to that lady, okay? They really was trying to get her attention. They always wanted to talk to her, and it was just bad for me because they would always be at the window. When I go in the zone, you have to go in the zone with her because she would sit there and talk to inmates, and they didn't want to talk to inmates for a long period of time, but they would just keep her attention, and they loved that lady, okay? And it had got to the point to where one guy, he got a piece of paper because I told you she had those long eyelashes on. So she had those long eyelashes on, and one guy, he draws some eyes on the paper, okay? Draw some eyes on the paper, put the long eyelashes on them, and he put it in the window telling her or asking her, can I borrow your eyes? Let me say that again. He put the paper in the window with some eyes and said, can I borrow your eyes? And you already know what that means. He trying to, you know, he trying to get busy in front of her, okay? That's what it meant. He want her to look at him. And how it was set up, you had the bathroom right there. We can see the bathroom. We can see the bathroom on each side. It does not matter. So when women work there, all of a sudden, everybody got to use the bathroom. Especially when she was at work. Everybody and their mama had to use the bathroom because they would go in the bathroom and they would, you know, they would get off on her because she had those eyelashes on and they wanted to borrow her eyes, man. And that made my job a lot harder. So ladies, that's what I'm talking about. That's one scenario that I don't want you to be in, okay? Now, that really boosted her confidence because they were complimenting her all the time and she wasn't writing them up. So they thought it was okay. That's why the dude felt he could draw her eyes on the paper and give it to her and she would like it. And I'm pretty sure she did, you know what I'm saying? So that's not cool, you know what I'm saying? So ladies, I don't want you to go out there and do that. Now, I'm gonna give you another situation, right? This is another scenario. So you had this one lady, she wasn't so attractive or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't built like a Coke bottle or anything like that. No disrespect to her, but I mean, she wasn't all that attractive in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? But like I told you, inmates see something different. So when she came to work, her clothes were like, she didn't have a shirt tucked in like she was supposed to. Her shoes were untied and all that stuff or whatever. So, but she did come in there. She had her eyelashes done. She had her face done and everything. So to them, she was looking like Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So we get to work one night and, you know, we up there, we doing what we supposed to do on the tower. So a guy come up there because he knows she at work and they pay attention to who coming to work or not or whatever. So he knew she was at work. And don't you know, this lady pulled out a lollipop so big. The lollipop had one of those giant lollipops. The one that's about that big around, man. I ain't gonna lie. That lollipop was so big. And don't you know what this lady did? She got right there in the middle of the tower while inmate was at the window and she started sucking on that lollipop. Oh my God. Man, y'all just don't know, man. That really made my freaking blood boil, man. The lady was sucking on the lollipop, trying to seduce the inmate. Come on now. Don't do that. She was really sucking on the lollipop, and that dude was sitting there telling her she was the best looking thing in the world, and she really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So every day she came to work, she was looking forward to the compliments. She wanted them. She wanted the guys to tell her that she looked so good and that she was so fine. All right? And that just made my job a lot harder because I had to deal with those same inmates, telling them to get down off the towel because she was at work and they knew she was at work. And guess what? Come to find out, she was dirty. She was a dirty officer because she let the inmates compliment her. She came to work looking like, like she didn't want to be there. Shirt all out of pants when we were supposed to have our shirt tucked in. Shoes untied, late for work, things like that. And that ended up, being a bad thing because the inmates see that and, they constantly said something to her and was always in her face, and that was bad for the officers, okay? But those are just two scenarios that I went through that were not needed in that environment, okay? But ladies, like I said, if you don't remember anything I said, work is not a fashion show. I'm not saying don't go to work not looking good, you know what I'm saying? But when you enhancing yourself, that just make them want you that much more, okay? It's not a fashion show. You're not going to a party. Make sure you come to work looking presentable. Don't wear tight clothes, don't give guys a reason to say something to you, okay? If a guy compliments you, shut it down right there so you won't have that problem later. And those are just a few things that I want you new officers to realize, that when you're going in a male facility, those things can hurt you and they can hurt the officer that you are working with, okay?